Caught on lift. On January 30th, 2026, 22-year-old Australian snowboarder Brooke Day arrived at Tsugaike Mountain Resort in Hakuba Valley, Japan. She was on vacation with friends, snowboarding at one of the most popular ski destinations in Nagano Prefecture. That morning, Day boarded the Suga No. 2 Pearlift alongside one other person. The ride was routine. As the lift approached the top, she prepared to disembark. An unfastened buckle on her backpack caught the lift chair as she stepped off. Her chest strap was still fastened across her body. The backpack could not be removed. She was dragged away from the platform as the lift continued moving. A staff member spotted her, suspended in midair, and pressed the emergency stop button. By that point, Day had been dragged more than 50 feet. When the lift stopped, she was hanging 26 feet above the ground. Rescue took 15 minutes. During that time, Day went into cardiac arrest. Staff provided first aid once she was brought down. She was transported by ambulance to a nearby hospital. She was pronounced dead on February 2nd, 2026. 2 days after the incident. The lift operator, Tsugaike Gondola Lift Company, confirmed the sequence of events and stated the resort was cooperating fully with the investigation. The company's president issued a public apology. Chairlift incidents involving backpacks are rare, but not unprecedented. In 2017, a nearly identical entanglement occurred at Arapahoe Basin in Colorado. In that case, a bystander climbed the lift cable by hand and cut the trapped skier free with a pocket knife. The skier survived. Brooke Day did not. She died of cardiac arrest. The exact nature of her injuries beyond that has not been officially confirmed. Charging in snow. On February 23, 2026, 21-year-old Joseph Boutros left his dormitory at Salve Regina University in Newport, Rhode Island. The blizzard of 2026 had knocked out power across the region. Newport had received 34 inches of snow in 24 hours, a record for the city. Boutros told a fellow student where he was going. He was heading to his car to charge his phone. He walked to a parking lot on Bellevue Avenue. His car was buried. Snow coated every surface. The exhaust pipe was embedded in the snow around it. He started the engine. Carbon monoxide is colorless. It has no smell. It produces no warning a person can detect without equipment. As the engine ran with the exhaust pipe blocked, the gas built up inside the sealed cabin. Boutros sat in the car, phone charging, unaware. At some point, the engine stopped. Newport police and fire departments received a wellness check call at approximately 7:20 p.m. When first responders arrived, they found Boutros unconscious inside the vehicle. The car was covered in snow and not running. The exhaust pipe was still buried. Boutros was transported to Newport Hospital's emergency room. He was pronounced dead a short time later. The cause of death was carbon monoxide poisoning. Newport police confirmed the incident was accidental. Newport Police Captain Joseph Carroll issued a public statement urging residents to check their exhaust pipes before running a vehicle after heavy snowfall. The Rhode Island State Fire Marshal echoed the warning, noting that carbon monoxide accumulates rapidly when exhaust is even partially obstructed. Boutros was a sophomore, an offensive lineman on the football team, and a criminal justice and criminology major. He was 21 years old. He had made the dean's list the previous semester with a 3.94 grade point average. He died because the snow was too deep and the engine ran too long. Horse on the ranch. On February 19, 2026, 3-year-old Oakland Ray Domer died on her family's ranch in Texas. Her mother, Kelsey Domer, is a 10-time Women's Professional Rodeo Association world champion. Oakland had spent her entire short life around horses. That day, Kelsey was leading one of the family's horses while holding Oakland in her arms. It was a routine moment on a working ranch. Nothing about it was unusual. The horse suffered a sudden medical episode. It collapsed. Both Kelsey and Oakland were struck when the animal fell on top of them. Life-saving efforts were made on the scene. Kelsey survived. Oakland did not. She was 3 years old. Born in August of 2022, she had traveled the rodeo circuit across the United States with her parents since she was an infant. She had been in arenas, practice pens, and rodeo grounds her entire life. The sport was not something she watched from a distance. It was the world she had grown up inside. The family has not released detailed public statements about the circumstances. The exact nature of the horse's medical episode has not been officially disclosed. Oakland Ray Domer was pronounced dead on February 19, 2026. Funeral services were held February 26th in Dublin, Texas, followed by graveside services February 27th in Cherokee, Oklahoma. Her father, Ryan Domer, qualified for the College National Finals Rodeo. Her mother holds 10 world titles. The rodeo community responded by wearing pink at competitions across the country in the weeks that followed. The Women's Professional Rodeo Association confirmed Oakland's death in a public statement and extended condolences to the family. The exact circumstances were not fully disclosed. The outcome was not in dispute. 2 at Granite Peak. Granite Peak ski area in Rib Mountain, Wisconsin recorded 2 deaths in 2026 before February was over. The 2 incidents were unrelated. They happened 25 days apart. Both involved skiers hitting trees. Both skiers were wearing helmets. On January 11th, 30-year-old Matthew Cholkosh was skiing with his sister. She descended before him. When he didn't appear at the bottom, she went back up and found him lying unconscious on the run. Ski patrol arrived and performed CPR. The Marathon County Sheriff's Office later reconstructed what happened. Cholkosh had likely lost one ski, fallen onto his back, and slid down the hill. His head struck a tree with enough force to shatter his helmet and damage the tree itself. He continued spinning before coming to rest on the slope. He was taken to a hospital, where he died. On February 5th, 20-year-old Alexandra Blattner was skiing in the evening with a friend. He descended first. After waiting several minutes without seeing her, he went back up to look. Ski patrol was already with her. An x-ray later confirmed a broken neck. The medical examiner stated she died immediately. Both days had minimal fresh snowfall. Temperatures were in the 20s. There was no mechanical failure, no lift incident, no collision with another skier. Both skiers hit trees. Both had protection. It was not enough. The Marathon County Sheriff's Office confirmed both deaths were accidental. Granite Peak issued a statement expressing condolences and confirming the incidents were separate and unrelated. Prior to 2026, the last death at Granite Peak involving a collision was in 2009. Missing in Milton. On February 3rd, 2026, 27-year-old Nathan Smith left his home in Milton, Georgia on foot. He did not take his phone. Milton police, responding to a missing persons report, said he may have been disoriented when he left. Smith performed under the name DJ Young Slade. He was a producer, artist, and engineer building his own career in the Atlanta music scene. He was also the son of rapper Lil Jon. A search began immediately. Milton Police Department and Cherokee County Fire Department divers worked to locate him over the following days. On February 6th, at approximately 11:53 a.m., divers recovered a body from a retention pond at a nearby park. Lil Jon confirmed the remains were those of his son. There was no indication of foul play. The investigation remained open pending the medical examiner's findings. On February 27, 2026, the Fulton County Medical Examiner released the official cause of death. Nathan Smith died from drowning. The manner was ruled an accident. The autopsy confirmed psilocybin in his system. The medical examiner's office described it as a pharmacologically active hallucinogenic compound found in mushrooms. The official ruling was drowning in the setting of psilocybin use. Water immersion changes were noted on his hands, consistent with recovery from a body of water. Officials did not release additional details about the circumstances leading up to the drowning. Lil Jon issued a statement shortly after the body was found. He said he and Nathan's mother, Nicole, loved their son with all of their hearts and were incredibly proud of him. He stated that in their last time together, they had made sure Nathan knew that. Nathan Smith was 27 years old. His death was ruled accidental. His body was found in a pond 3 days after he walked out of his house without his phone. Christmas music playing. In December of 2025, neighbors in a Lower East Side apartment building in Manhattan began hearing music. It was coming from a ground floor unit on Clinton Street. The music was Christmas music. It played through the night. It played the following day. It continued for several days. Building management eventually sent a locksmith. Inside the apartment, a neighbor found 60-year-old Peter Green face down on the floor, with blood surrounding him. Green had built a career playing villains. He was best known for the role of Zed in Pulp Fiction, released in 1994, and for his turn as the lead antagonist in The Mask the same year. He had nearly 100 screen credits. 2 days before he was found, Green had spoken by phone with his manager. The conversation was described as normal. Green mentioned he was slightly nervous about an upcoming procedure, a benign tumor removal scheduled for the day he was found. His manager said he sounded fine. The New York City office of the chief medical examiner released findings in February of 2026. Green's cause of death was a gunshot wound to the left armpit, specifically a gunshot wound of the left axilla with injury of the brachial artery, causing extensive bleeding. The manner of death was ruled an accident. The exact circumstances of how the gunshot occurred were not disclosed by the medical examiner. Green was found on December 12, 2025. The cause of death was not confirmed until 2 months later. In the time between, the only thing that drew anyone's attention to his apartment was the music. It had been playing, uninterrupted for days before anyone checked. Peter Green was 60 years old. He died alone. The gun discharged into his armpit. He bled out. The music kept playing.